from the
same place as trap music. This that first react music. They can't hold me back. I'm feeling good cause I'm black music. Can't nobody touch.
About what's called Looksmaxxing, then your first reaction might be to laugh when you see it in action. But that would be wrong, because this phenomenon, born of course from the internet, is not only nonsensical, it's incredibly dangerous. And it's causing damage to Australian adolescent boys and young men. On the face of it, Looksmaxxing is just that, maximising appearance.
And on that note, happy Mother's Day and welcome everyone back to another episode of Cigar Sundays Live, where we define, examine, and analyze words, sayings, and phrases used in American culture. And tonight, we will be smoking on Looksmaxxing. So grab your thinking caps and get ready to smoke on words with two big nerds, myself, Chef Earl Pearl at DBCHEFTV, and the God, Ali Dawood L at BK Soul Farm, and we are the Cigarden Panel. Peace, God. How you feeling?
Peace, God. Yeah, I'm here, man. Life is lifing, but we living, taking big breaths. We holding and we exhaling, and we doing it again over and over and over again. Like we are absolutely taking purposeful steps. Like we thankful, right, that I got to talk to my mother today. You know, so many have not or were not able to, and rest in power to all the good mothers that's no longer with us, right? Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mama's Day to all of the mothers out there, for sure. One more time.
You always say all the mothers. I say all the good mothers. You always say all the mothers.
Yeah, I'm gonna say all the mothers, you know, because maybe they get it together. You know, I mean, everybody got hope for everything else, but maybe they get it together. Until then, just I guess the saying goes, everybody doing what they know or doing the best they can, right? So shout out to the good ones too. Extra shout out to the good ones.
Extra shout out to the good ones.
But
how about you, God?
Yeah, always thankful for another day, thankful for another sunrise, another breath, and just happy to be here this Sunday. Happy to also speak with my mama, with the OG, and just being thankful for that. We talk all the time, so we don't need no day specifically.
No, but
I guess since the culture, American culture says that, hey, this is a day. I wonder when it got so bad in life where mothers weren't getting appreciated that they say, you know what, we have to have a day. So there was some point in time.
That's a serious question, God.
It was some point in time where mothers weren't getting appreciated enough, where they had to have a day where you have to stop earthing, lifing, and acknowledge, your mom, because the mother is not being given enough daily gratitude, So, I don't know, maybe it never happened. Maybe somebody just said, you know what, we just need to, we just need to have a day for them. Maybe mothers got together and said, you know what, we need another day.
I be thinking about that, guy. Like, how bad could it have been? Where they're like, yo, you know what? Like we just gotta recognize these mothers because like they didn't get no love. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like I love my mom, son. I couldn't imagine not letting her know that.
I'm trying to tell you.
Like regularly.
Yeah, God, but that's what we got going on. So tonight, y'all, make sure to like and share this video. And also subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so when we go live, you never miss an episode of Cigar Sundays Live. And like we said, y'all, we are smoking on Looksmaxxing. Please smash that like. And also head on over to www.bksoulfarm.com and pick up a copy of 1016 160 Self-Sustainability by that brother right there, Ali Dawood. The link is in the description, y'all. You go ahead and get that so you can get your garden on with this. It's not a recession. It's not a depression. It's a repression.
It's a repression.
It's a repression. You know, it's called fiscal repression. And we're gonna have something coming up on that on Bows on the Table. Y'all going on over there to subscribe to. And while we talking about subscribing, don't forget to subscribe right now to DBCHEFTV on YouTube and put your name in the hat to win $100. We want to show you some support for supporting us here. And don't forget to check out Cigar Sundays live each and every Sunday at 8 p.m. East Coast time. That's what you're watching right now, because this is where we announce you, the subscriber who puts their name in the hat. So good luck to everybody, and we appreciate that. Don't forget, we got merch, DBCHEFTV merch, and we got BK Soul Farm merch. Link is in the description. And like we say, if money's tight, it's all right. We're going to still love you if they do what, God?
Yo, just put up the light.
Yes, indeed. So let's go ahead and jump into these questions tonight for Looksmaxxing.
Looksmaxxing.
All right. So we just heard a brief introduction of what Looksmaxxing is. And I think it's fair to say that I have no idea what it really is. It's a new thing, doing some research, just seeing a young guy's name who's going to pop up in this video, social content person who kind of like created this whole thing, this whole idea, and this social trend or phenomenon or whatever you want to call it. So usually what we do, y'all, here is we ask, what do you think when you hit a word? And we're going to ask it tonight just randomly, because typically when we have the words that we smoke on here, you know, it's always these meanings. We give all these meanings to words because nobody really takes the time to define things anymore. You know, got a bit, whatever the reason, the logic, the excuse. Remember, we don't demonize the word excuse, because if you had a valid excuse, then you got your homework from school or you could get a hall pass. So remember how it was taught to us. Just remember how now you apply the meaning to it. You always making excuses, right? Okay, well, you only refer to it negatively. You forgot about the other positive side of excuse. So when we look at these words, they have meanings, and that's what we're going to give y'all. We're going to give y'all our meaning. But then the rest of our question tonight that we're going to go through during this conversation, during this smoke, is do you think that Looksmaxxing is in other cultures just with a different name? 3, what are the positives and negatives about Looksmaxxing? 4, will people care about Looksmaxxing in a few years, or is this just another trend? And then our 5th and final, last but never least question is Looksmaxxing bad, good, or misunderstood? And like I said, y'all, we got a video from 60 minutes. We're not going to watch the whole video. The link is going to be in the description if you want to catch it after this stream. But, you know, let us know in the chat as you follow, as you watch the show, what you think of. Share your comments, exchange your insights. We want to know. But we're going to go ahead and jump into our first question. What do you think of when you just hear this word, Looksmaxxing? The guy Ali Dawood at BK Soul Farm.
Peace, God.
Peace, God.
So honestly, I ain't never heard of it either. This is my first time.
Never.
But my first reaction to it is I don't like it, right? It sounds like it encourages first impressions, or emphasis on first impressions, right? And where you gotta put on a show, like you are something. And I'm more of a substance person. You know,
Okay.
I don't necessarily care what you look like per se, as long as you can produce. So right off the bat, just
You said as long as you substance abuse.
Hell no.
No, because you do substance abuse, man. Okay. Go ahead, God. I got you.
All right. But that's what I think, right? Like, I just think that, like, because I get it, right? First, people say first impressions are everything, but I think that at this point in time, with the administration that we have, like, we have the opportunity right now to literally see white people, right? So
white peopling. What does that man? That's so
like
you can take
doing what they want to do, right? Like whatever we thought white privilege was, right? We are witnessing the administration practicing it. Right. And we're also witnessing the trickle down effect from people in power that voted that way. They too feel it kind of come like service people's spouses, like when they drive on base, like they kind of think like you got to salute them too. Well, I mean, you do because it's the vehicle, but like they really feel like
you got to salute the vehicle.
Yeah, but they think you saluting them though, guys.
Yeah. And do they still have decals? Because I know
yes. I'm old, right? So.
Yeah, see, we went away with decals. So like, how do you even know? Because I remember the enlisteds had the red and the O's had the blue.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so once we went away with decals, it's just like you show your ID. You know. So
and to that, they don't even have servicemen at a lot of the shacks no more. They got
it's contractors.
Yeah. So it's like it's way different.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. I just think, like I said, like
because the contractors really don't have to salute nobody. You know, they're there to secure, not follow customs and courtesies. Your name ain't on the list. You don't got one of these. You make the U-turn real quick. Don't do no strange moves
at all. Keep your interior lights on at all times. Thank you.
Matter of fact, we just gonna tell somebody to move, and we're gonna let you just back up. I seen that too in Norfolk. I was like, they don't have no turn around. They tell somebody to just back up.
They'll make sure everybody looking at that.
I was like, wow.
All right. Like it's that trickle down effect of power that people have, like I said, because they voted that way, to where there's no longer good decision making or good leadership. Is just leadership, and you have to follow because I said it. And if you die at the end of it, then that's what was supposed to happen. But if you choose not to because you're scared to die, now you are in violation. And I get that in a military environment, right? But at a tire place, that don't make sense, right? At the Dunkin' Donuts, that don't make sense to have that kind of attitude, right? Nobody's life is on the line to where you have to follow orders. Boom, 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 right? So I don't know. I just don't like.
Somebody might get burnt frying the donuts.
so working in the kitchen, if they get burnt, that means they wasn't doing what? They wasn't following the instructions.
Yeah, they wasn't following the instructions. The rules still applied, and even more so when you handling hot grease. Plus, that's the product. How many donuts you got to mess up before we got to fire you? Like, nah, you messing up the inventory. Yeah, like it's. But I feel it is a lot of run amuckness.
Yeah, like it's different. Like you actually messing up the product. We just gonna like we a donut shop, but we gonna start making cheeseburgers now. like what?
Well, can you make a burger? Like you can't hire nobody else. If we fire him, he make or her, or them. If we fire the person, they may come back and shoot up the joint, right? So we don't fire them. We just move them to something else that we didn't properly train them on, and expect them not to mess up and do the most excellent job, or and then we realize, like, if we have properly trained, then they need remedial training. So after you go through some remedial training and they still don't get it, then they don't desire to be there. That's not
Correct.
a misinterpretation. That's
At
just
all.
like,
right, because it does require some effort to do bad work and to do great work too. That's what I think, God. I think that it emphasizes the whole first impression thing, and I don't necessarily like the whole first impression. I feel like people that judge on first impressions deserve to lose out. Right? Like, I don't feel like the person that's being quote unquote judged is the person that's missing out. I feel like they're the person that has it. Right? They have what the other person need and what's required. And if you don't want it because you don't like the presenter or the quote unquote packaging, then you deserve to go without it. Like, you definitely don't deserve to take it from this person after they, went through whatever they went through to actually get it. So yeah, I don't like the whole first impression thing. I'd rather you actually get to know a person and learn.
Yeah, the content of your character. I can understand with the complexion why a first impression is something that's bothersome, because it's a certain group of people in America that
that's what I say.
Are held to that standard.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, on a regular basis.
Since the inception of this country.
Yeah, pretty much. So right now, y'all, we answering our first question. What do you think of when you hear the word Looksmaxxing? If you even know what it is, feel free to share in the comment section. Shout out to Mingaling in the building. Nadine, shout out to Nadine Hans. You've been pulling up with us. Good evening. And oh yeah, and the guy put the evening back up in there for sure. Mm-hmm. So yeah, man, when I had no idea what this word was, and I'm still learning. We got a video, y'all, we're gonna go to right after this question right here before we get into the next set of questions. But I just, when I heard it, I was just like, Looksmaxxing. I don't know what, I'm thinking something cool, because I didn't know like part of the backstory that I know now.
You think you get fly.
So yeah, so I'm thinking like, you just maximizing your fly. Your fly is like, I'm maximizing my look. Like, I might got the burgundy, crown on with the burgundy tee, and might have some burgundy shorts, burgundy socks. I might have the pennies or the burgundy pennies on, what I'm saying, or something.
Clean.
Yeah, I'm clean head to toe.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking. Like, I'm thinking it's something cool. But after just hearing that intro and then doing a little bit of research, it's just like, y'all gonna have to wait till find out our last question if it's bad, good, or misunderstood. But I absolutely had no, that's what I thought when I heard it. I just, I thought it was something that culturally was just like, something that people were doing. I mean, and it is to say to enhance their style, but it's not that simple. It's not that simple. It's just getting your outfit together, or, coordinating your outfit on some Young Dolph. Like, every time I come outside, my outfit match my car, like, it ain't, it's more than, it seems like it's way more than that. You know,
to have money like that.
yeah, because I mean, you would have to spend the time getting the money to be able to put that together. You know, maintaining the finances to be able to put that together. Then, you know what it looks like they got going on here. So that's what I think of when I hear um, the word looks maxing. You know, just maybe getting your style together, getting your fit together, getting your fresh together, getting your fly together, getting your drip together. You know, but and the God, you said it was first impressions, right?
So, and I guess that's kind of similar to what you're saying, right? Because like that's kind of what I was meaning. Like it was all about your style, but for me, it was a overemphasis on your style, right? Like now we're just gonna focus on that, and
Well, I thought, well, see, I'm just talking about fashion though. I'm not talking about whether you in a suit, you got a coordinated outfit on, or you
yeah,
looking bummy.
yeah,
And you know, because to me, that's gonna be an automatic. Like to me,
correct,
that's part of all the first impressions. You know, because it's just, and then your complexion too. You know, like the surface level things of getting judged initially without a person having a conversation, getting to know who you are, seeing if you value your hat matching all the way down to your socks, or your you know, because your values could be in a different place,
correct,
and your appearance could be it may not look like that, it may not present that, it may not be Floyd Mayweather, you know. Your appearance might be somebody who dressed real casual, you know, got money, but don't be flashy, like, you know, that they don't have to have a Louis Vuitton jacket and a, you know, big monogram stuff. I don't know, you know, anybody who fit that bill,
yeah. I can't think of
you know.
nobody right now.
I would say Tyler Perry. I don't say Tyler Perry dressed like that,
Yeah,
you know. Um, you know, I don't think he dressed like that. He got plenty of money. Um, so and that's just in that comparison, the presentation, the person presenting themselves in the first impression, right? Tyler Perry walk in, we know he, not knowing who he is, his dress, his style of dress, you know. Then Floyd Mayweather walk in his style of dress. It's like, okay, yeah, they still two black men, but one person is going to get received differently than the other person because of their clothing. So,
correct.
you know, so yeah, so I'm just thinking of it as just being your clothing selection, not the impression that's given.
I got you. I'm
You
with
feel
you.
me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So y'all let us know what y'all think of when you hear the word Looksmaxxing without cheating, going to go and Google it or something like that. Just let us know what you think of it, even before you found out what it was or what it sound like to you. You know, if it sound goofy, if it sound crazy, if you know, let us know in the chat, y'all. Let us know what you think. We're gonna go ahead and jump into this this bit of content right here, this 60 minutes. And it's a little
Yep.
long. It's a little long, y'all. Rock out with us. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna be breaking and talking about certain stuff as we go along. If y'all hear something, y'all comment on it too. Okay, and then we'll talk about it when we stop and roll through it. But it's about 10 minutes, so just, you know, rock out with us, y'all.
A kind of self-improvement that makes them irresistible to others. But how it's done defies belief. Looksmaxxers advocate drugs, surgery, and even self-harm, using a hammer to smash their faces to try to realign bone structures. Not
Already off top. Looksmaxxers.
What?
Looksmaxxers, smacking, Looksmaxxing. Look,
What?
run it one more time.
using a hammer to smash their faces to try to realign bone structures. Not surprisingly, we need to warn you, this story contains some graphic images. It's difficult to make sense of what you're seeing. This 21-year-old Queenslander claims he's making himself look better by reshaping his face with a daily routine of...
Is it me or he giving Clark Kent vibes? I'm just saying, like, we try. I know, man. Like, what? I already know. Like, what? I mean, you just stand there all day and just jab yourself. I mean, do you do combos? Do you do combos? I mean, how you throw them things? Do you do combos? How you throwing them? Is he and then you hitting yourself though? And then do you do body? Do you do body? Do you body head? Do you, is that what you do? Chat some.
Yo, so you you elevate from your fist to a hammer?
I mean, he looks serious too, though.
No, he looks super serious.
He looks serious, like I'm about to knock the beauty into myself. I'm gonna change my jawbone with little jabs.
At first, I thought he was doing it for like the makeup part, like to give himself to like the red face or whatever, so he ain't actually got to put makeup. That's what I was thinking.
I think he'd go crazy. I think he'd turn up if he make this a little dance.
Oh man.
He should make it a little dance. He should make it a little dance, a little TikTok challenge or something, man. Cause
oh man, I hope not.
It's ridiculous.
Repeated punches to his jaw and cheeks. Watching it's strange enough, but hearing him talk about it is even more baffling.
If you have force to any bone tissue, something called osteocytes will signal for another thing called osteoblasts to essentially grow the bone matrix in that area locally.
Where did you learn about this?
On the internet.
He said, where did you learn about this? Where did you learn about this? Look. Megaling said, where did you get this foolishness? Off the internet. The same place he got it.
Oh my God.
Off the internet.
Oh my God, son. This is 60 minutes.
Well, where did you find this foolishness? My question, your answer, Auntie, the internet.
Like, this is crazy.
60 minutes.
It's 60 minutes. Like,
this is 60 minutes.
Yo, guy, you know what's crazy? Like, because you said it was 60 minutes, I thought it was like this is legitimate. Because, you know, I'm old, right? So I'm like, 60 minutes, I got...
Man, they used to be doing the spacewalks.
You know what I mean? 60 minutes.
The real controversy. 60 minutes got
people punching themselves in the face.
Beating themselves in the face with a hammer, though.
With a hammer, though.
With a hammer.
Oh, my God.
Not going outside building something. Not going outside building a shed, building a tool kit. They beating themselves in the face with the hammers.
That was wild. This not wild.
Black men, Latin, brown men, this is your time to seize the moment.
This is wild.
White boys is beating themselves in the face with hammers because they can't get no girl. Man, what? This sound crazy. When I see stuff like this, I understand now why they be like, we're losing the battle and we going through this and going through that. Like,
you hitting yourself in the face with hammers.
You hitting yourself in the face with hammers.
Yo, that's why you losing, son. Like, stop doing that. Like, don't do that no more.
This
Like,
is crazy right here.
Like,
This
like
is
totally forget that we ever did this. Like, don't even bring this up no more. Like,
I have to say, as a Black man in America, this is a problem. We have done. So we still do some of the wildest stuff. All right, that we've seen in culture and news and everything else. But I ain't never seen us hitting ourselves in the. I done seen some people done smack somebody in the head with a hammer before in real life. I done seen that, but not this in the mirror.
I done seen people hurt themselves before in real life, but it wasn't for no Looksmaxxing.
I mean, the
It was
sisters
to hurt themselves.
when the sisters get their makeup done, they call it getting their face beat, and they don't even use a hammer. So, so I'm like, this is what's going on here. This is so. You know what? I'm gonna clown, but I ain't gonna prejudge. We're gonna rock out. We're gonna get to the bottom of it.
There, it even has a name: bone smashing. Believe it or not, this is a new global movement called Looksmaxxing.
High testosterone took my face from this to this.
Teenage boys and men in their 20s going to extreme lengths to improve their looks. Tonight, the confusing, weird trend that's leading young Australian males down a dark path.
If you're physically unattractive, it's unlikely that you'll be able to have these romantic relationships. So it all comes back to looks at the end of the day.
Is that true? Is that true?
No.
Is that true, God?
No.
Let me ask you something though. Is that true for white guys, or is that true for all guys?
I ain't never been no white guy in my life.
It wasn't a trick question. It wasn't loaded.
But I'm a firm Noah that is not your looks, right? It's your intentions, right? Like anybody can get anybody that they want. Like they just gotta want to enough, right? Like and put in the work, right? That's yo, man. Just be sincere, honest, and true, and it don't take too much. Like if it definitely don't take no hammer to the face. Imagine
that. Imagine that girl be like, look, I like you, but you know, before we go out, you need to go home for about 3 weeks and just hit yourself in the face with a hammer.
Yo, you know what? You know why that's so. Yo, I'm mad that dude said that, right? Because like if I'm a female in Australia, I'm trying to clear it as quick as possible, because if they beating themselves in the face with hammers to try to get the girls, it's only a step away before they do something way worse.
Oh,
like they hitting themselves in the face because they said it's all about looks at the end of the day. Like what happens when they say F it? I done beat myself in the face with a hammers. I done rolled over my face with a damn lawnmower. I don't even have this face no more. I got a new face now. You still don't want me? What's wrong with you, Australian woman? Why don't you want me?
Looksmaxxing with no substance, right? Funny. Look, nah, it's not. So
it said global though.
So it's global, right? It's not just in Australia. And one of the main guys who's getting the most, who's going up online, we talk about him, you know, that was who they just showed, the guy just saying that, and he's here, and he's, you know, he's in the new, he's trending, okay? But the first guy, I guess he's the, you know, the originator. But the other guy who was just up there, I think his name is Clavicular or something like that.
Oh man,
you may have seen his name pop up in some, you know, in some algorithm streaming stuff, you know. But yeah, we gonna get into it though, man. But he's, you know, he's got quite the name for himself out here.
And he's a face beater.
And he's a face beater, yeah.
For most young men, mascara isn't part of their morning routine. But Nocturnal Kent, as he wants to be known, won't leave the house without it.
What does it do for you?
Makes me feel more confident.
Do you ever get any funny looks? It's not typically how men go about trying to look attractive, but
It is unconventional, but if you do what's ordinary, you stay ordinary.
Kent's goal is to be extraordinary, and he swears the only way to achieve that is Looksmaxxing by any means. The challenge in meeting a Looksmaxxer like Kent is deciphering what's real and what's designed to get attention.
It genuinely means
That was crazy right there, right? To decide what's real and what's it's okay. 60 minutes, they doing their best.
maximizing your looks, essentially trying to look as good as you can. If you look really, really, really good in today's world, you have a lot more influence than somebody who doesn't.
Is that true?
Unfortunately,
Is it?
that's why I'm saying. I don't like so.
I mean, like, let's keep it a
So
buck.
go back to your scenario of the Floyd Mayweather versus the other person, the Tyler Perry. The fact that they get treated differently based on their clothes, right? That says that whoever looks better societally, whoever looks safer societally, whoever looks more conforming societally, right, is more appealing, is the better choice, right? Is the more optimal choice, right? Like that's
Well,
which is-
I only use them two as an example because they're two dressing, but they present themselves stylistically different,
yeah, that's I mean,
right?
yeah.
But I'm saying but I'm saying like he's saying that if you look better, right? So, but he's talking about facial features. He's not really talking about clothing. He's talking about if you are more attractive
Yeah, that's why the women wear the makeup
facially, physical features, right? He's not talking about because I'm saying I don't agree with him. I'm saying that I agree with that. If you somebody that say not so easy on the eyes, I'm saying you could put on them same clothes, all right.
all facts.
You can be more successful, or let's say not even more successful, whatever that looks like. You could have more money than a person who looks better. The person who is more visually physically attractive, okay, guys, because it differs, is difference for women, but for guys, okay, you can't never act like you ain't seen somebody say, you ain't heard a girl say like he ugly but he got money.
All facts.
No,
I'm just saying, don't take away his statement though, right? Like he ugly, he got money. The only reason he got that girl is because he got money, right?
but
So
he be having a whole bunch of girls though, what I'm
he got a
saying?
whole bunch of money.
And the dudes that thinking they look good, they don't have no that's calling another man ugly or listening to the girl call him ugly, right? They don't have no girls. They don't have no girls.
They
It
need
just-
to go to work and get some
right.
more money,
They just look good,
like old
right.
boy, and get some money.
according to they just are more handsomer in that comparison, in that theoretical. But they ain't doing with the dude who they saying is ugly, but he got money. Hopefully he got game or something. Because it ain't gonna just be the money. Like that's even a selective group of ladies. You could still not be as physically attractive.
Yeah, what you just said is that's a selective group of ladies.
That is.
But if you went from not getting no nookie to now this selective group of ladies is now giving you some, to you that's like all the women.
But he don't got no money. No, that's not all the women. That's only the ones who on looks. They don't need you to have no money. They want to look at you because they like how you look, right? Physically. You know, okay, so man, we from that community, like, oh, he light skinned, he got green eyes. So girls want to date him because they think if they get a baby, then they baby gonna be light skinned with green eyes or something.
So that they can get a better job later on in the future. Or get more girls, right? Like it was always a reason where they thought that child or that offspring would have a better opportunity than they have themselves, right? It was never for, even though it started off surface, it was always had a whole nother reason for it, whether they followed through intentionally or not, right? Like that's what they said out loud most times, right? Like there was always a reason for it. Yeah, even with the guys that I know that get with women that of different ethnicities with different hair, it's always so that their children don't have the same exact struggles, so that they can fit in better to society. They can.
It's a transfer of insecurity. It's trying to genetically remove the transfer of insecurity. You know, I don't want my kids to be black as me, or
so
you know what I mean? Because you hate yourself. Because you hate
yourself.
Yeah.
Right? And I grew up loving myself, right? And I
big time.
So yeah, like so I don't like I agree with you, like just like you said to the first thing, right? I personally think that anybody can get anybody. Like I don't think there's no limit. You just gotta just want it bad enough to shoot your shot. And
I'm saying even if he's streaming and he go up, he gonna get girls. It wouldn't matter, you know.
Exactly. Right?
It don't matter if he's standing there punching himself in the face for 55,000 hours a day, or you know, or, you know, or he still had a whole bunch of acne on his face and big thick glasses, and you know, he was real, you know, geeked out or whatever, nerdy. Like he got the bag, so you know, he's gonna get those girls. He's gonna get those girls that's looking for the guys that's willing to pay for their time and whatever their fun, you know. Well, if you trying to have a woman that you're gonna be with, you're not looking in that department anyway, because you know what they for.
Correct. You're actually looking for the person that actually likes you. That's gonna help you in whatever it is that you're trying to do, right? That also has a goal, right? A partner. You're looking for a partner,
right?
Not somebody that can match your Looksmaxxing.
Right. Somebody I can max out with for the night. You know, just go max out for the night, and then
they call them arm candy or whatever, right? Like that's what like no, you don't want to marry arm candy. Like
they call them thoughts in their world. You know, they call them little ratchets. You know. Definitely. Let's run that.
Beyond dyeing his hair and eyebrows and wearing makeup, Ken says he's achieved this transformation by doing what medical experts consider preposterous, like repeatedly striking his face with his fist.
Hold on a second, guys.
I don't want you to be hurting yourself.
Of course. I feel like you are.
That was the same person?
Yeah, that's him. That's the same dude.
No, I'm talking about the side by side. That was him in both places. Damn, that's crazy.
Where we at?
That's two different people, right?
Yeah, that's two different people to me.
Oh, okay, I don't understand why they're showing that. All right.
Yeah, if they saying that that's him, you know, like then it's all it's like it's super AI.
That's super AI.
Super AI.
He needs to sell that hammer.
You know, like this. And I'm not saying one is better. Like this is somebody.
I'm just saying those look like two different
somebody
people.
that don't even look like he went through puberty yet, or the little ginger kid. You know what I'm saying? And then this dude with the brunette over here with the blue eyes. You know what I'm saying? They don't even look like the two same. The lip structure ain't even the same. Like these ain't the same people. But he beat his lip in.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm
like,
thinking with the ham. I'm thinking they're gonna swell up. You know.
I don't know, guys.
Yeah. So nah.
That's funny.
Yeah, I don't think. And that's definitely not. That's them. That's him.
Yeah,
That's him.
It can't be him.
That's him. That's not real. Clark Kent right here. This Superman.
I don't want you to be hurting yourself.
Of course.
I feel like you are.
I really appreciate the empathy. A lot of people don't understand how it works. Bone smashing. What a horrible term. What it really is applying a controlled mechanical stress to bone tissue to grow it.
Not only that, every day Kent also consumes glass after glass of sugar mixed in milk to, he says, help grow a strong, chiseled jawline.
Do you think sugar's bad?
In excess, of course. How much do you take?
I take about 500.
He drinking sugar milk.
Yeah.
Yeah, God. He drinking sugar milk.
Yo, man, I hope this is one trend that no black people know where to pick up. Leave this to them. This is crazy.
He drinking sugar milk. And he got his lashes done.
He drinking sugar milk with his lashes.
100 grams of white sugar every day. That's a lot. Do you think bodybuilders who eat 500 grams of white rice is just as unhealthy, even though white sugar and white rice are glycemically identical? Inside your body, they're almost identical.
Of course, doctors would say that it's incredibly unhealthy. But what Looksmaxxers are terrific at is cherry-picking information online to back up their cause.
That's probably going to be a crazy one.
So this the guy right here. This the guy who's the United States spokesperson for Looksmaxxing. he's the U.S. ambassador of protagonist.
That's crazy.
Peters, better known by the alias Clavicular, has turned body dysmorphia into a serious moneymaker.
Looks like they're almost ready to go.
As the world's most notorious Looksmaxxer,
You just go get some Adderall or whatever.
he loves basking in the riches and infamy the strange movement has given him. From his mansion in Florida, he's getting ready to chat to 60 Minutes.
Dude, oh my God. Mom, get the cameras. This is the breakthrough interview I needed.
But even before we start, it's clear we and our crew are already part of his circus.
Cancel interview.
Clavicular is live streaming every second.
60 Minutes.
Australia.
Yeah.
It's how he makes his money, reportedly earning around $100,000 a month from internet subscribers.
You'll get a lot of Aussie fans. Yeah, that's true.
There we go. And got it.
Clavicular's Looksmaxxing journey started when he was a teenager, injecting steroids. To look good, he now bone smashes, takes copious amounts of prescription drugs, and even illegal ones, like methamphetamine.
Yeah.
Do you believe in eugenics?
Okay.
Huh?
Before we even get to this part right here, okay. He started with the roids. All right. You just heard him ask who got the addies. Right. Looked like he was off the wake up looking for an addy, like damn, a cup of coffee or some tea or something won't do, right? Then we got he's doing meth, you know, he's smoking ice. That's crazy. So all of this is part of this encouragement, of this influence. So you can look good because you care that much about how you look physically, right? But what about crystal meth rot your teeth and all that stuff, right? I mean, I guess you could get a fake set. You know, you can get the nori pack or the big meat pack or the 50 cent grill. You know what I'm saying? Like the Rick Ross set. You know, I mean, a lot of guys got them teeth. You know, some of them look good, some of them look a little crazy, but you know,
Camerons.
The Cam Killer got them joints too. Yeah. So, but I don't think them guys got it from doing meth. You know, none of them guys. You know, maybe eating candy and not brushing their teeth. Ain't nobody got that much bad teeth genetics. You know what I'm saying? But all of these drugs come with this whole, you know, it seems like it's a packaged lifestyle. If you're gonna follow the trend, you got to do it all, right? Nobody want to half step. They want to do the whole trend, right? Because then if not, then you faking it. No, you didn't do. You're not a Looksmaxxer because you didn't use meth. You're not a Looksmaxxer because you don't use meth to ease the pain from smacking your face with a hammer all day long. You know, you're not supposed to use. You're supposed to take oxy and meth and a addy too. Like you just everything. You know, oxy for the pain, addy for the gain, meth for the.
You nuts, God.
Thanks. Yeah, you do. Okay.
That's a loaded question. That's a complex one.
He's so outrageous, he's gained huge social media traction, where the algorithms are helping him peddle dangerous ideas to impressionable boys in Australia and around the world.
Let's see, with great power comes great responsibility.
When did you start taking testosterone?
When I was 14 years old.
14 years of age.
Mm-hmm.
What possessed you to start doing that?
There's no reason for me to go to the gym and work out in any way other than the most efficient one, and that was with anabolic steroids. So it's sort of like a cheat code.
What about bone smashing?
Well, it's exactly how it sounds. I mean, you're just creating microfractures in specific areas of your face, and the idea behind it comes from Wolff's Law, right? So when you break down a bone, it grows back stronger.
And meth. I've seen you say you take meth. Why would you do that? Why?
Stimulants suppress your appetite, and that is a stimulant with a very long half-life, meaning the suppression of your appetite lasts the entire day.
I put very little stock in what clavicular has to say, although he.
So now you got to starve yourself too. So obviously his Looksmaxxing is beyond punching himself in the face. His Looksmaxxing is also starving himself, so that way, you know, and doing. Then he talking about taking the steroids, so he don't have to go to the gym to work out.
That's crazy. Yeah.
So we got the people doing the BBLs. You know, we got the guys doing the, you know, the fake abs and all that, and tummy tucks and. You know, and then you got this.
Yo, I thought the shirts with the muscle in the bicep was funny, but and wow, but this is like I'm convinced. Like I think there's somebody for everybody. Like I don't even think that.
It's somebody for everybody, right?
Like I really do, bro. Like, dude, like we outnumbered already by females, right? Like, so you ain't got to do all this. Like, this is way too much. I don't get it. And you said they're making $100,000 a month
off streaming, yeah. Yeah, that's all. I mean, we just got to do more content. I mean, I'm just saying, you know, I mean, I'm not taking away from his talent or whatever that may be, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just like, come on, family. Like, yeah.
Is very convincing.
Unlike clavicular, Dr. Angie Terrace is a licensed and qualified aesthetic surgeon. She, as you might expect, considers extreme looksmaxxing to be either substance abuse or nonsense, like striking your face to grow your jaw.
Oh, it's just shocking, especially some of the things like the bone smashing. I mean, there's just absolutely no scientific evidence behind most of the things that they are talking about. Let's say you smash them hard enough to cause some trauma. You have no control over how these bones are going to heal and remodel. If they're not hitting it hard enough, then you're not really doing anything. You're causing inflammation. You're causing swelling. You might see a little bit of a change because of the swelling there. There could be bruising. And so that's going to go away.
The reason why their message resonates so well is they show before and after photos. You've probably seen that.
I've seen some of them.
What is that really showing?
Puberty's happened.
Yeah.
So their face has changed anyway. And sometimes you always wonder if they've been getting other treatments as well that they're not talking about. So it could be a combination of both those things.
But Clavicular sees no problem in inspiring young men to get potentially unnecessary surgeries. In fact, he encourages it. He's become a pseudo-celebrity, streaming to global paying subscribers nearly 24 hours a day. And for him, the more impressionable, the better. Do you feel bad about it?
So do you think people are better off living in a fantasy land? It really is like copium fantasy land stuff to tell people that their looks don't matter.
Surely, Clav, it is a happier world when people don't.
Is it fantasy land to tell people that their looks don't matter?
I mean, looks matter. I mean, they got a whole thing called Looksmaxxing. Like,
yeah, that don't validate it.
You know, or if
Looksmaxxing
don't validate it, maybe the aesthetic surgeon, right, might validate it, right? You know, something about what she said, I want to challenge a little bit, right? She said there's no scientific evidence or no data, medical evidence of what he was saying, and I started thinking about the martial artists that be smashing like the rights and stuff like that be using the things to make they knuckles harder, like the little punching sticks and stuff like that. Like, isn't that similar to what these guys just to their face? I mean, you know.
Okay.
That's what it was sounding like to me, or the equivalent of doing a push up on your knuckles to make your wrist stronger versus flat, right? Like, to me, that's what it sounded like. But again, knuckles versus your face, right? I don't know. He just sounded more credible to me than she did.
Okay.
Sit there and obsess over their looks to the point they're hitting themselves in the face with a blunt object.
Well, I mean, why? If looks are the most important metric, why wouldn't you do anything and everything to maximize it?
I'll tell you what, boys. The face might not be the greatest, but look at those tits. That's something right there.
It's not just Clavicular's obsession with his looks that's most concerning. He preaches a sexist ideology that women are only interested in the world's.
And see what I was saying?
He just told her that she was ugly, girl.
Yeah, he just told her that she was ugly, but he said that her boobs look good, right?
And she still stood there.
But she still stood there. So that's why I'm saying, like, but he got cameras. He's popping.
So it's worth it to her.
Yeah. So she don't care what he said. He could have said anything. She would have laughed.
Oh, you so funny,
right? She trying to get something out of him, and whatever she got to do to get it out of him, she willing to do already. So it's not. I don't get it. I don't get why the looks are the most important thing when it's like, you know, there are other streamers, you know, who young ladies will probably say who look good and who don't look good, but they still go with them because they got the bag.
Yo, God, yo, he beating his face with a hammer because he can't get girls. When a girl is standing in your face, looking at you like she actually giving you rhythm, how do you then tell that girl that she is not pretty enough, but she got good boobs? Like you literally beating yourself in the face with a hammer to get girls, and you got one in front of you. I think he's missing the lesson. I think.
Man, that ain't the only thing I think he's missing. But
like whoa, I'm like, what?
Ain't the only thing I think he's missing, God. But you know,
like he beat himself in the face with a hammer. Talk about, you know, the face ain't the best, guys, but look at those tits.
Right,
oh, man,
right. That's super crazy, right? She ain't cute.
And we gonna tell her and the world
she ain't cute. Okay. You know, they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So, you know,
world's most attractive men and will withhold sex from any man who doesn't measure up.
If you're gonna try and kiss me, don't bother. I'm not gonna get
It's misogyny that mobilizes Clavicular's followers as his beliefs play out over and over again on social media feeds.
I think that young men are arguably living in the worst dating market that has ever existed with, you know, a lot of the tendencies of modern women. We take a look at, you know, all the stats that are released by like the online dating apps and how the bottom 80% of women are going for the top 20% of the profiles on there. You could overcome a lot of disparities by becoming rich, by becoming famous, or whatever type of success. But if you're not physically attractive, then you won't be able to really have lasting relationships with women.
I would disagree and make the argument, Clav, that character, personality, maturity, intelligence are far more important than appearance. Do you think I'm wrong?
Well, bingo, there it is. But those are all perceived entirely differently, once again, based on your looks. So you're absolutely correct. You're just forgetting that key piece of nuance.
What?
That is kind of the reason that my message resonates so well.
That's why his message resonates so well with young men with underdeveloped brains. Okay, that's who it's resonating well with young men with underdeveloped brains. Okay, and probably not enough to do in their spare time. All right, because they got time to sit around and do this all day.
And they blaming the females for doing that because the shorties don't give them no rhythm. They go back to the crib angry. Luckily, they don't beat on nobody else but themselves. And it because what they said something earlier, he said they used the word body dysmorphia.
Yeah.
Right. I'm like, that's very interesting. Like the actual term for this thing is called body dysmorphia, which means I think you don't like yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm convinced. I'm convinced, and not even like being in a negative way. If somebody got plastic surgery, right? If a woman went got bigger boobs, it's because she didn't like her small boobs. If she had big boobs and got smaller boobs, it's because she didn't like the big boobs. So it's a common uniqueness. It's a human characteristic for you to not maybe like something.
Correct.
Right. But how you go about doing it, I guess, is now we're seeing a new method to how you go about how you feel about yourself. You know, now before you just go get and they have improved the technology for the surgeries and stuff, you know. But now they saying, okay, so you know, now it's okay to go get the surgery. But now if you can't afford surgery, you just need a hammer and a bunch of time to punch yourself in the face.
$5 hammer at that.
$5. Hey, why hammers are still $5. It's a low cosmetic tool. You can head on down to your local Dollar Tree, Dollar General. You know, maybe if you got a bodega or something like that, they got some tools in the back next to the oil or the, you know, the transmission fluid. It might be a hammer back there. You know, it's crazy. It's ridiculous. But it's clavicular.
Yo, God, like what do you learn? Where do you learn exactly what angle and how much force to beat yourself in the face with? Like, is that an online class?
I guess you gotta go online and it tells you just small taps. You know, you don't know how light force do it sting? Do I hit when it sting? How do I stop? When? Who knows? It's ridiculous though. It's ridiculous. So we hope that y'all have enjoyed that presentation of 60 minutes. The full video will be the link will be in the description. We definitely did not want to play that whole video and go through it because it was just, honestly, you know, I thought that stuff was entertaining. It's like the longer you watch, I don't know, for me, the more depressed I got. Just like, you know, just like, wow, this is human activity. It is, you know, when we got so much other stuff going on that we could be doing. But
it's human activity that made it to 60 minutes.
That made it to 60 minutes, yeah. Yeah. We need to go to the moon more. So smash that like button, y'all. We appreciate everybody for pulling up. We got a couple of in the chat real quick. I know it's crazy, right? Then we got oh, that's Bug in the building. What up, Bug? What up, Bug? All right. So now we got our second question, y'all. We're gonna go to do you think that Looksmaxxing is in other cultures just with a different name? You know, so and if a person doesn't understand that question, I'm basically asking, like, do you think that in your culture, I don't know what we have a very diverse audience. Do you think that people do this? It just has a different name. Do you think that not beating yourself in the face with hammers, you know, but people may be beating themselves in the face with hammers, you know, what we call it, theoretically, you know, it may be something that they're doing, you know, that may not be actually physical, but it could be identical in relation to, you know, wanting to look better or thinking that looks matter that much. You know, so that's the question, y'all. Let us know. Exchange your insights in the chat. You know, do you think that that Looksmaxxing is in other cultures just with a different name? What you think, Al?
If I take body dysmorphia off the table because that's negative, that's negative.
Is it negative? Why is body dysmorphia?
Isn't that the like you every time you look in the mirror you don't like what you're looking at kind of thing? Like I think I'm saying it's negative because I think it's like a form of depression or something like that, like medic. I think it's looked at.
Body dysmorphia is.
I think it's looked at as a negative thing. I'm not sure, and I'm only saying that because I'm thinking that Looksmaxxing is supposed to be looked at as a positive thing, right? To make yourself look better and be more successful in life.
Well, it is a disorder. Body dysmorphic disorder.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
body dysmorphia. Yeah,
and I want to separate that from Looksmaxxing, even though I think they're the same. Even though I think this is the same thing, I do want to separate it because that disorder just sounds negative, right?
It says a pathological preoccupation with an imagined or slight physical defect of one's body to the point of causing significant stress or behavioral impairment in several areas. So a pathological preoccupation with an imagined or slight physical defect of one's body to the point of causing significant stress.
Yes, and I think if I can't
So you
get
don't-
a girl because my face is not attractive enough, so I need to beat myself in the face with a.
That seems pretty pathological to me.
But I just didn't want to say that, right? Because
why? That's the definition. Oh, oops. Oops, my bad. You know?
But besides body dysmorphia, then I don't think I don't think nobody else is doing this. I hope not. So I'm scared to even ask my son if he even heard about it because I don't even want him to look it up.
Protect the children. Protect the babies. Oh, man. You say you don't even want to ask the God. Man, do you think that Looksmaxxing is in other cultures with just a different name? I mean, I could wrap my head around it to where it's like, you know, people do have I look at that pathological preoccupation. When we look at that pathological preoccupation, that's like we typically seen that in the African American culture with a woman who get a whole lot of surgeries, you know, a whole lot of augmentation. Like she get her eyes done, she get her nose. I mean, really, she got the Kim K kit.
Yeah,
you know. So I mean, because that's the person who like really popularized the plastic surgery culture.
Yeah,
you know, like she just really took it to another level where girls like, nah, I want booty and boobs like Kim K, you know.
Had they known, all they needed was a hammer.
nah, some of them needed a knife. For some people, the knife was better. I think it worked out for some of them. The knife was better. I think a hammer. I think they had already. Some people already look like they've been hit with a hammer.
It's crazy.
Oh man, you know, somebody might say I look like I've been hit with a hammer too. I ain't tripping, man. That's because I'm chiseled. That's because I've been Looksmaxxing. If you say I look like I've been hit with a hammer, it's because I've been Looksmaxxing. I've been maximizing my looks.
That's funny.
But yeah, I think that's where we've seen it. I think that's where we've seen that extreme. You know, when you have, and it's rare because it's not a lot of, you know,
yeah, that's money.
like because it costs, you know,
Yeah, that's
because
money.
plastic surgery costs, and all women don't have the money for plastic surgery, you know. So,
and clearly all guys because they getting $5 hammers because that's cheap.
hey, that's the discount version. You just gotta get to work early because clearly he started before puberty, you know.
Yeah, you gotta start at 14, right? You know
Yeah, he has to start at 12, you know.
Golly.
Get you a head start, get you a head start. But yeah, this is crazy. So moving to our third question. What are the positives and negatives about Looksmaxxing? Y'all let us know in the chat or the comments section below, depending on when you're watching the show. What are the positives and negatives about Looksmaxxing? What you think, guys? Positives and negatives.
I actually got a positive, guy. So the one thing that I was thinking about going back to the knuckles and strengthening them, I was thinking about how conditioned their jaws to a punch.
Not really.
I know,
Not really.
but it takes their flinch away, right? It takes them a little bit. That's the only positive I can think of, man. Like,
they flinch away. No, because if you land it right, they going good night anyway. Like,
yeah, I watched the video that yesterday, and they 100% said no matter how much conditioning you do, if you land it right, they definitely going good night. Like,
that's it.
So, oh, there go my positive.
Yeah, that's all it took. It ain't.
Yeah, all I got is negative, man. Like, let's start with you beating yourself in the face with a hammer. Or we could start with the mascara, the makeup, right? There's a whole thing going on with the forever chemicals and all that stuff right now, right? So, men are not accustomed, in my mind, to wearing makeup and doing all that stuff. So you don't know how those chemicals might react to our hormones and stuff like that, and they might affect you differently than they affect women. Who knows? Right now, you're gonna give your eyes eye cancer or something like that from the makeup, right?
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Right?
It's crazy.
There's like I said, like, where do you learn where to do it right at? Right? Like, how do you know if you're doing it right? How do you do you mark it to make sure that you get yourself in the right spot so it's symmetrical? Like, I just feel like you got to be super smart to do stuff like this. Kind of like the aesthetic doctor, right? Like the plastic surgery, you got to be like a whole doctor.
Super smart to smack yourself in the face with a hammer. You gotta be super smart to smack yourself in the face with a hammer, God. You didn't mean it like that. But somebody's gonna take it like somebody's gonna take it like that. God forbid.
Hey, take that clip and make us go viral. We need the views, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, share, and subscribe. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
But nah, I don't have any positives, guy. It's just all negatives. Like, even looking at that young man, I didn't even like the 100,000 a month bothers me. Not the number, but how much influence and reach that he has, or how many people he's talking to. Like, that bothers me. That scares me, because that young man, like, he's doing the most. He's doing everything, like, to the point of even starving himself. So it's like, I don't understand, like, how you starving yourself, beating yourself in the face with a hammer, and talk about you looking for a long-lasting relationship, while calling a girl that's standing in front of you, that's giving you mad rhythm, ugly, but you got good boobs though.
He on drugs. He on drugs, God. You heard him say all that.
The
all
meth.
that stuff he gotta take, all that stuff he gotta take to convince himself that this is real, and then
I look good today.
I can't. You know, I always hear people say, you know, you can have successes just if you're willing to do the things necessary to get it. This is crazy that you get rewarded, that you know, because I mean it's a whole we having a whole conversation about it.
Yo, and we having a conversation because he told that young lady that she was ugly and had good boobs, and she didn't walk away. Right, so it makes it worthy of us having a conversation about it, because it's like a whole thing. Because I'm saying like, yo, he like, I feel like he should have got leaned on. Like, you just can't tell someone like that was mean. Like, yo, that was just mean for no reason. Like, why'd you do that?
Maybe she was a bottle girl and she had to get a tip that night regardless. You know, it's okay. He's a streamer. You know, most rich people are a-holes anyway, jerks or something.
And we looked it up, and when we looked it up, and by right, they got the money to be arrogant. So,
you know, she may have that she may have that experience.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have that experience, you know, but I don't have boobs either, you know. And I'm not and I've never been a bottle girl ever or a bottle boy. So
hell nah.
You know, I don't know what her capacity was in that little snippet, but positives and negatives about Looksmaxxing. Y'all let us know in the chat, y'all. Man, I don't. It's hard for me to see I always try to see a positive out of everything, you know. But you know, because the negatives are easy. That's why I'm trying to look for the positives.
Because it's a hammer in your hand already. Like the negatives are easy.
Like I could go in on the negatives. You know, that's the easy part. You know, but trying to see the positives. I don't see the positives. I honestly don't. I don't see where a young person, and let me break it down real quick, y'all. I don't see the benefit and value of a young person being an adolescent young man. Okay, I don't care about their complexion or ethnicity. I don't see them having a productive teenage years of investing in things and their time into things that they're going to be doing in their young adult manhood phase. From beating yourself in the face with a hammer, from being on meth, taking steroids, you know, all these other drugs that you got to take, you know, other than whatever prescriptions you got, you know, fair enough. But, you know, seeking out Adderalls and you don't have a prescription for it, you know, definitely not smoking no meth, man. Like, that's for tweakers, you know. So like, I don't even know how he could. And I'm not even going to be hypocritical. Like, I'm not even going to be hypocritical. Like, I don't agree with everybody being on liquid heroin in the hip hop industry, you know, calling it scissor because it's liquid heroin. I don't agree with everybody being dope fiends. Okay. Rest in peace to Big Cigar. You know, he passed away. What's with the other brother name? I used to rock with his music, man. I gotta listen to him again. Dag, I can't think of bro name, but he was on the plane. He came back and he you know, he died of a drug overdose. I mean, we done had Pimp C died of a drug overdose. You know, Whitney Houston died of a drug overdose. So like, man, drug.
What's his name?
I can't think of bro name, but
Juice WRLD.
Juice WRLD, rest in peace, Juice WRLD, man.
Juice WRLD,
yeah, Juice WRLD was dope, man.
Yeah, he was.
You know, but I'm just like, you know, we seeing this, so I don't see getting no young, encouraging no young person at 12 years old, 13, 14 years old, no babies, to be on no dope, you know, to be on no drugs, and it's something that's supposed to improve your life. You know, like I don't see none of that. I don't see how, you know, maybe, and the part about encouraging them to, and this is trying to find some positive. I mean, this is just like reaching real, like I'm trying, I'm trying hard, right? Maybe the encouragement of young people to care about their appearance, you know, let's say, but it's not even being taught from that perspective, so there's no way they'll get that, you know. But you know, we exchange an insight Cigar Sunday, so we gonna, you know, Chef Earl Pearl, guy Ali Dawood there, we gonna try and give you some jewel with it, some way to, another way to look at that mirage, okay? We did come from a culture where you were taught to present yourself, you know, clean, and to care about how you left the house. Brush your hair, wash your face, brush your teeth, you know, make sure your clothes look good, and you know, don't leave out of here looking a mess. You know, don't present yourself like that. So that idea, it's a smidgen of that wrapped up into this Looksmaxxing, you know, because there is an emphasis on presentation, in caring about how I present myself, and caring about how I look and how I present myself to others. But it's not with that amount of arrogance of that's the whole thing. Because when you see like he interacting with people and everything, it's like he looking at them trying to get his reaction to him. And then, you know, then he talking down to the girl, you know, and we don't know if that's a psychological thing, like, oh, well, let me try to tear her down so she could look at me and compare her hair or her lashes to mine or something. You know, I don't know. That seems fruity, because we don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not, oh, look at her lashes. You know, like my wife go get lashes. I've never, you know, compared her lashes to mine. Oh, babe, your lashes. You know, I'm telling my wife she look good without, when she don't got no lashes on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I would never even know. She might have to tell me sometime. Did you notice I got? Oh yeah, I see. Oh yeah, damn, I ain't even know. Like, I'm keeping it a buck, because I'm like, men don't care about no damn lashes, you know. Like, so when I see that stuff right there, it's like that's all the negative stuff. It seems like that's making men more girly, you know. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't be in touch with a feminine energy, you know, but you know, but to be with my lashes and all that, like, you know, like I'm embracing the salt and pepper, you know, like I'm just embracing that. You know, I'm not even going out trying to get me the, you know, the Nori or the Rick Ross. Like, all them dudes is gray, all them cats is gray, you know. But I'm just like, hey, you know, like, nah, I'm not a big trend follower like that anyway. I always kind of had my own, you know. So that's what I think is the negative part of that, is that influence that is impressionable on young men, young boys. Let me say that, young boys, before they even get to young man status. And before they get the young man status, you know, and I think also it messes with the girls too. I think it's bad for the girls, because if that becomes a culture and men start acting like that now, you know, then what does that leave the women? Like, this is now, is the girls checking for lashes on the guys? Is that what's going on? Is that what that becomes? Now she's checking for lashes on him?
That's wild, God.
You know? Is she making sure that his bob is tight as hers? like what's going on?
I don't know.
You know? I don't know, guy, but
because he was even chatting, talking about the girls was ugly on his live stream. And I'm like, man.
Yeah, then he was saying the girls, you know, like I hear that constant for him. I hear that constantly from him, saying girls are ugly.
And you know what I immediately thought was, are they ugly because they don't want to talk to you? Like, is that how I go? Like,
or are they ugly because you jealous because you ain't a girl?
Ooh.
Yeah, don't get me going. Don't get me going. Yeah, because I get on the right side of wrong and the wrong side of right real fast, you know.
Oh man.
Yeah. So y'all let us know what y'all think. If it's any positives or negatives about this Looksmaxxing shit, let us know, y'all. Let us know in the comment section. Because this is a crazy topic, and you know, hey, right now we just learning about it. We just discovering this thing. So our fourth question, a very, very interesting question. Will people care about Looksmaxxing in a few years, or is this just another trend? What you think, God? Based on this, you know, what we're seeing, the development. It is on 60 Minutes, but there's been a lot of stuff on 60 Minutes that we ain't heard no more about in a long time. So do you think it's just a trend? It's just a phase? This will dwindle out. Young men will, you know, max out of this Looksmaxxing thing, and this will just fade.
I hope it do. I hope it fades. But my fear is the fact that it did appear on 60 Minutes. Yes, a lot of things have come on 60 Minutes in the past that we haven't heard about. But just because we haven't heard about them did not take the relevance away from those things or the impact from us of those things, right? And I'm gonna go back to that 100,000 a month. To your point just now of the influence of the young boys, like that's my fear, right? Like that 100,000 a month is a lot of young boys that are consistently subscribing and getting on time, and you know they beating their face to the cadence. You know what I'm saying? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. You know, they just. So I hope it's a trend that dies soon. But the fact that it came on 60 Minutes and he got so many followers, I feel like this. Yeah, I think this is going to be why robots are going to replace us, as far as, you know, not us, but a lot of those bums out there that's looking.
You say this why they bringing in the bots. So them guys can stay at home. Just stay at home and beat your face in.
Just stay at home and beat your face. Beat your face. You know what I'm saying? Like
crazy.
Like the girl's in your face already. You talking about she's ugly. Like even if you thought she was ugly for real, like she's already in your face.
She already in your face. You could have gave her a compliment just to get that, break the ice, you know. But that's the ice break. Oh, you ugly, but your boobs look good.
Let's laugh at her, guys. Ha 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 ha. And his dumbass friends, they laugh. I'm like, man, we ain't never been gay together. I cannot.
Never.
Never. Yeah, I hope this trend dies, God. But I'm scared of his subscribers count, right? Like, because to me, 100,000 a month means he had a lot of people.
Yeah, he popular. He's
like that's so that bothers me a little bit, because that sounds like it's gonna be around. Especially if you've been doing this for some years already. Like,
yeah, he popping, man. I mean, that's why we had to cover it. You know, we had to cover it. Looksmaxxing. It's a
clavicular. That sound like a damn disease.
Words, sayings, and phrases used in American culture And this is born right out of social media. This is a social media trend, a cultural thing that was not here before. Nobody was beating themselves in the face with hammers, you know, or giving themselves micro jabs. Micro jab. That wasn't even a micro jab, wasn't even a punch on Mike Tyson punch out. So he didn't get that from a video game. He just, you know, I can't.
And he said he got it from the internet.
Yeah, he got it from the internet. I'm like, where did you, I don't even want to know.
What was he looking up?
I don't know. I don't even know. It's crazy, but yeah, I hope this trend dies. You know, what I'm saying? You know, will people care about Looksmaxxing in a few years, or is it just another trend, y'all? I don't know. We don't know if this is a reason or a season, but you know, but I pray for its downfall, you know. I honestly do. Like, I don't have nothing against the young man, you know, the YouTuber,
except for his promoting the use of meth and and Adderall when you're not prescribed, and
right. Yeah, his drug usage I can't rock with. You know, like all the drugs and you know, like if you was just punching on your face and then trying to get the youth to focus on, you know, presenting themselves, you know, like but he displays you know, like, to me, a-hole behavior, dissing on the girlies, you know, like he don't seem like a cool cat to be around when it comes to the ladies, you know, like, and I would like to say I've been handsome my whole life, so I've never felt like I needed to punch. My confidence been handsome too, so I ain't never had to be corny around the ladies. I never had to insult a woman to get her attention. You know, like usually, if you have to insult a woman to get her attention, like that's what we call ratchet. You know, because she won't respond to anything but negative energy, you know, and that's what I call crazy, you know, because when a person is speaking kindly to you, then, but you don't acknowledge that, but then as soon as a person say something that, you know, is speaking your language, now they're speaking your language, you know, now you all ears all of a sudden. So you know, like, to me, yeah, like they need to get diagnosed with clavicular. You know? You know? Need to go see the doctor. And you know,
change the name from Looksmaxxing to clavicular.
You know, maybe they need a dose of something too, a type of prescription, because for real, like, if he was just encouraging people to, you know, young men, boys transitioning into young men, because this phase is to this thing. All right. If he was just encouraging them to, you know, be better with their mannerisms, be better, you know, like having some self-respect, a little bit more pride about yourself as far as your appearance and you know, and things like that. Like, yeah, that would be cool. Now, if we talk to him, he might say that's what he's doing. It just, this is how it looks. But I'm just saying, like, I don't agree with, you know, ignorance in no form, you know,
and no shade,
right? It's like, so ignorance is ignorance, you know, and encouraging people to do drugs so that way they have to sustain what he's presenting as a healthy lifestyle
for a long-lasting relationship.
Because you want to have a long-lasting relationship, you want to have more success, and you know, like, so that it's a healthy lifestyle. When you're having success, you want to be able to live long enough to spend the money. You know, you want to build relationships and stuff that you can see manifest into things. Those relationships that he's talking about, so you can see them grow from one thing to one thing. So you can learn, have a bad one, learn what not to do, how to self-improve, how to, on another level, on a more human level than just how you look in the face. You know, you gonna learn how to communicate better, how you talk, you know, how you socially interact, regardless of just because you think you cute. You know, but yeah, y'all, yeah, we're gonna take a break from that real quick, and we're gonna go ahead and jump into these flavor bombs for tonight.
This whole show feel like a flavor bomb.
All right, y'all. So we got the flavor bombs, man, and we got El Chapo asking the feds to just let him go. Let me go. You know, like y'all know the head of the Sinaloa cartel, El Chapo, notorious, is in prison out there in Colorado and Fed ADX, but he's asking to be let go. You know, so we're gonna go check out that story. Then we have another story, y'all. Our food shortage is coming to America. It's a really serious question, and people need to be prepared because we got some commentary on that. And then we got a person struck and killed by an airplane, y'all. How in the world do you get hit by an airplane? All right, but let's go take a look at that.
New tonight from the NBC5 Chicago investigative team, an El Chapo doubleheader for you. First, the outrageous request in a new handwritten letter from the notorious drug lord. And second, fresh questions about whether the drug kingpin has been trying to run his drug cartel from inside America's most secure prison, the Supermax. Our investigative reporter Chuck Gowdy joining us in studio now with late details on both. Chuck.
Allison, there has never been an escape from the Colorado Supermax prison since it opened in 1994. Tonight, the incarcerated drug magnate known as El Chapo had an escape plan, but not the daring kind he previously used to break out of jail in Mexico, a contraband motorcycle through a secret tunnel. El Chapo's new plan to escape America's most secure prison was simply to ask for officials to hold open the door for him. Joaquin El Chapo Guzman became a billionaire running the...
Hey, can y'all just get the door for me? Can you just let me go, man? Like, Chapo said, man, I'm just gonna ask him to open the door. Like, I ain't even, you know, like, I know I can't break out. I can't dig my way out of this one.
Sinaloa drug cartel in Mexico that federal law enforcement agents say is still responsible for the lion's share of all illicit drug sales in Chicago. A decade ago, El Chapo was caught in a firefight in Mexico, extradited to the U.S. and sentenced to life in prison here at the nation's Supermax, top security prison in Colorado, where no one has ever escaped in more than 30 years of operation. Now, in a series of new pen and paper letters from El Chapo himself, the world's premier drug trafficker claims his jailhouse treatment is inhumane.
Now, he said, this says, let me try to read some of this. Hi to the District of New York. This is Joaquin Guzman from another country that are asking for documents of my case. On these documents of the USA wasn't proven for my cruel punishment in the district courts of Brooklyn. I am also asking for my life for my file of the law, or seeing how the jury. Okay, so he trying to figure out how to get his. He asking for discovery. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like Chapo got railroaded, man. You know, it seems like he was supposed to get all this right here, discovery, but this is crazy.
his conviction wrongful, and he's asking to be deported and allowed to serve his life.
To the district, my name is, he said that are fighting for an extradition and release back to Mexico. Today, I wrote several letters on the fairness of my appeal on the next date to get equal treatment of the law. This is a polite letter on my, is that what it means? Violation to the courts on the hardcore evidence that wasn't proven for my case. Dismissed.
Life sentence in Mexico. Chapo's trial judge, Brian Cogan, is a Chicago native and graduate of University of Illinois. In this ruling on Tuesday, New York Judge Cogan says Chapo's documents make no sense and none of them have legal merit.
I can't even lie. I was reading it and I don't agree with it. Don't make no sense though. Right? But in all fairness, Chapo's not one of those, drug lords who had a USA education, So how much does he even know about the rule of law, American law, the language, even English, enough to be able to write it that good? He probably just learned that the time he been locked up.
That's fair.
So to say that it don't make sense, it's like,
it's convenient.
Yeah, that's convenient. Now having any legal merit, we don't, that's a thin line between justice and just us.
Super thin.
So we don't even know if Chapo's rights got violated or anything. They just wanted to get him anyway. And it was like, nah, as soon as we get you, we just locking you up. But there was another story though. Right now in Mexico, they just released some names of what they call narco politicians. And all of these guys were tied to the Sinaloa cartel, to Sinaloa, Mexico. So I'm wondering if these was people who used to help El Chapo, and now they trying to go get the big boys now too. Because they say that Mexico is not a government-run state; it's a narco-run state. The country is a narco country. So basically the drug dealers run Mexico. The big boy, the cartel leaders run Mexico, not the government.
Correct.
And that's the word. That's the word. I used to watch a show called called The Lord of the Skies, and that's what it seemed like on The Lord of the Skies. Shout out to my man Aurelio Casillas.
Quest denied.
He's in a United States prison, and he's not happy about it. And obviously, he tried to write a letter to the judge, and it was shut down like it should be.
Mike Gannon is a former top official at the Drug Enforcement Administration Chicago Division. Gannon and I talked about this new report by a Mexican news agency that claims El Chapo has managed to communicate with his sons from the U.S. Supermax prison. Quoting a confidential report last year from the U.S. Bureau of Prisons, 2 of Chapo's sons are charged in Chicago and in federal custody here.
Yeah, I mean, Chuck, that doesn't surprise me one bit. Just like the way these drug traffickers and people like El Chapo operate, they look for any vulnerability they can, and they're criminals, and they're going to do anything they can with any vulnerability that's exposed to them. So it's no surprise to me he's trying to get messages back to what's alleged with family members, and other people are even trying to make threats.
A confidential Bureau of Prisons report last year found that El Chapo had used an intermediary to deliver coded messages to his adult children regarding their ongoing criminal enterprise. That was said to have happened despite El Chapo being held under an ongoing and exceedingly strict special lockdown.
What you think,
I just can't see El Chapo hitting himself in the face with a hammer. It's a good try. Write the governor, say, "Hey man, let me out."
It's a good try, right? But
it's a good try.
Yeah.
Like he talk about just deport me, man. Just deport me.
Just send me back.
Yeah, it sound good, but
it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. They're gonna come by a cell, and they're gonna put an extra lock on that joint. They gonna be like, just to mess with them, like you know, what I'm saying? They gonna just go buy a big ass padlock and just go
put another coat of concrete on the damn wall.
Like you ain't going nowhere.
You ain't going nowhere.
You know, they might play some DMX in there. Bring it. What? Be right here.
Man, 2 of the sons are locked up already, so it's like, ain't nobody, who coming?
And I don't think that he was, I don't know, but I would think as a father that's still his sons, so he wanted to contact them somewhere. He wanted to speak to them, like, "Hey, we both behind the wall. Why we can't speak to each other? Like, we can't run no drug operations from here because that's why I be thinking that that's cap, because every call that comes out of Florence ADX is recorded. Yeah. Every single thing.
Yeah.
So it would just be a matter of time, especially if y'all got somebody watching it, like, man, listen to Chapo's calls. I don't care who he get on the phone with, his attorney. If he called the sex line, then you just stomach it. All right.
Correct.
For real. So, so I don't get how they try to pin this coded language stuff to, but I think that's just all, Hollywood, because he realized, man, he in that can, like it's nothing he could do, and that's the max. That ain't the looks max, that's the prison max.
The max.
So that's the worst of the worst. They said ain't nobody ever got up out of there. So that mean they run a tight shift managerially, and that mean that it is very secure.
Yeah.
Farmers say Washington's agriculture is crumbling. USDA data shows 2 farms are closing in the state every single day, and that is threatening the future of Washington's fruit basket. KARE 7's Brandon Thompson shows us the dire steps they're taking just to make ends meet and what it means for what you get at the store.
As the growing season is underway in central Washington,
Washington State is the tree fruit leader in the nation.
Blaine Smith checks on his pear orchard that he's worked on since he was a kid.
I officially started farming on my own in 2006 after my dad.
Across the Wenatchee River Valley, growers that have worked the land for decades.
I born in Mexico and I came here in 1985 when I was 18, 19 years old.
Are watching the farms that used to make them money now start to cost them.
I have my job is a priority. I have this and beside. Yeah, this is my free time.
Yeah, what was it like in 1991 when you first started working on some of these orchards?
That was a lot better situation.
How so?
The money what you make in working into the orchards, that was plenty of money to provide to my family.
And today, it's just better not to farm at all. You don't lose money.
And a lot of money has been lost. Save Family Farming reports from the latest data available that in 2023, Washington farms made nearly $1.5 billion. The next year, it dropped by more than $1 billion, with farms collectively nearly $300 million in debt.
Our overall, our prices that we're getting paid is the same as it was 30 years ago, but our price getting paid here and our costs are clear up here. So anybody can do that math.
Labor is the main driver, according to Smith. Before 2020.
That's extreme, though. I think he giving an extreme point of view, because it can't be that unbalanced, or else he would have just been out of business a long time ago. I can't imagine that it's that extremely imbalanced. Like he said 30 years ago. Like, bro, we could go and buy grapes for like a nickel a pound 30 years ago. You couldn't get grapes for $6 a pound, $3 a pound 5 years ago, So No, I think that's a little exaggerated, but it is definitely changing the dynamic of how we get our food here, of what's available here in America. And this is Washington, where all the apples come from, and a lot of other fruit too. They say that this is like a fruit area. What do they call it? Like a fruit haven?
Yeah.
In that region, you know, kind of like the wine district, the wine region, Sonoma and stuff in California. This area has a lot of produce, and they having a hard time.
All these growers say they would pay migrant workers based on how much they picked during the nonstop harvest season. But in 2022, Washington law changed to mandate overtime for work over 40 hours a week, upending that system.
If they can afford it, then we'll be happy to work overtime.
So therein lies the problem, right? With migrant workers, you can pay them whatever, that you can negotiate that. They just have to be, but they pay over the fence, or under the fence, right? However they got here, right?
You gotta come in, God.
Now, can you hear me?
Yeah, say that again.
Yeah, I said with migrant workers, you can pay them whatever you want. You can negotiate that because they just happy that they made it here over the fence or under the fence, or however they got here, right? So with American citizens, you have to pay them at least minimum wage. You have to pay them a fair wage based off the Department of Labor, right? Which automatically drives the cost of the goods up to the consumer, right? Like that's automatic, and which is why I talk about growing your own food, right? Support your own interest of living, because this right here, it might seem like a problem, but from my perspective, the only real problem is people now wanting to pay people fair all the way around, right? Like as consumers, we don't want to pay an American citizen a fair wage to go pick apples because we're used to the migrants picking them for 5 cents a pound, right? And so it might create a damn shortage just because we ain't got nobody to pick it for the price that we're willing to pay for that, right? And
No doubt. I got something for that. Let's run through this real quick though.
Now that they just not making any profit, we just, all the guys are working just 40 hours a week, and that's it.
And if they want to make more hours, now they got to go get a second or third job somewhere else.
Blaine says a bin of pears costs him $250 to produce, but he gets paid $60 for it. A Washington State University study shows for apples, it costs an average of $54 to produce a box across the state, but the market is only paying $40.
The farmer gets paid last and takes the risk first.
How do you make those ends meet?
We don't. We're selling properties.
So many growers across Washington are spending more money than what they will get from their crops each year. It means they're going to have to make some tough choices. This field actually used to be more than half of Leo's pear orchard, but instead of sprouting trees, soon it will sprout new houses.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But now we do get paid as commercially. Farmers, we do like it. We got the bad end, God, like, because people don't want to pay. People always want to get deals, BOGOs and stuff on their food. People always looking for food stuff and food products, right? Like everybody looking for shortcuts and microwave and quick things. This that's why I say, man, buy the book, learn and grow.
How do we fix that part of the culture? Because we're gonna get to 1016 self-sustainable, 160 self-sustainability. But how do we looking at this story? All right, you brought up a great point. Great point is that you got low wage workers that come in and work for, whatever, the opportunity to work. Okay.
The opportunity to work.
All right. So that's what that it never gets painted like that. It always gets they work for less or they
No.
work for what a person won't pay an American citizen. But let's paint it like there's a person who's willing to work for an opportunity to have a job, to work, to earn something. Okay. Whether it's fair or not, or okay, that's also a different conversation. But then we have, like you said too, we have people who want to work in that field, but they want to be paid a certain amount for working in that field. Okay. Then we have the states who legislate and say, okay, well, if you own a business, then you have to structure it like this. Your 40-hour work week has to be this. And if you're going to pay overtime, then so the way pay is regulated is legislated. The way pay is legislated, all right, it causes the owners, the farmers in this case, to have to make decisions and choices to cut people, to cut hours, to maximize, to try to maximize their workforce production and still make a profit, looking at their overhead, right? And looking at their cost to produce and manufacture and everything. So then we have these things where prices in the market are being regulated as well by the government because they're legislating prices where they saying like you can't charge for this or you can't overcharge for that, or we putting a cap on this, or we, they doing stuff like this. So when they talking about a box of apples is $54 to produce, but then the market is you can only sell it for 40, like you losing $14 on every single box of apples that you produce.
They selling it to buy houses, God, because it's better. It's better, like it's crazy.
And then we have the person, and that was my thing what I was going to go into, but you led off with it. We have the consumer that wants a BOGO, that doesn't want to pay full price. Okay, that doesn't want to pay the market price. So that's all of that sounds like it won't work. It won't last very long. All of that's because the consumer isn't willing to pay the price that needs to be paid so their son or daughter can feel comfortable going to go work there, or they can get a job and go work there because it's paying livable wages. All right. But in order for their people to get a livable wage and the job not to be given to someone that just wants the opportunity to work, then the consumer got to be willing to pay the price of consuming that good that was manufactured and produced, so that way the manufacturer can still produce it at that cost. So it's a whole big system. It's like everybody work. Who do you please first? Do you please the consumer and give them a deal and lose money as a business owner? Do you as a business owner not hire a certain amount of people and then have people mad because they really want to work with you, but they can't because they know that you only looking for people that you can pay, that you don't have to pay full price, because you're trying to find your gray area within the system to maximize your losses and your tax benefits and everything, because you are a business owner. So these things come with being a business owner, maximizing, your tax benefits and things like that, whether it's losses, your gains, employment bonuses, benefits, whatever structure you got going on. Like, you're trying to win. But if you got people who don't want to pay this price, how you gonna win? So you're gonna end up losing as that farmer. And you're gonna have to end up selling your land, part of your land, for houses. Now, what I'm seeing now is that brings us to the 1016 160 self-sustainability. Okay. It brings us to this right here. Y'all go, link is in the description. But then bringing us to that, that's saying just do it for yourself.
No, God, not necessarily, right? So what it says, from my perspective and what I've observed and what I've learned from people,
or your community, let me say that, but community don't exist. All right, because I'm not intending it to be selfish. I'm saying the market, if the market doesn't function to where you can make a profit, then you can't turn self-sustainability into a business, because self-sustainability is about sustaining a self. It's not about making money off of it. So you either got a business model or you got a model to sustain yourself or and whoever's part of that community. But that ain't a business at all, because a business got supply and demand, got customer sentiment, got market restrictions, got rules and laws, like what he talking about right there, where you got to pay your wages, got government legislation and all that stuff. Me just growing what I need to grow to take care of what I need to take care of, knowing these tools, having this homesteading. If I could sell some stuff, cool. But most of that I'm selling, that's to friends or family. That's not to try to be paying taxes on. Because once I start doing that, I'm now falling under these rules and restrictions and regulations of commerce.
You know, for me, like my book, any other book that's like that, is not so much about the title, but the substance, right? This is why I don't like first impressions or going by what you see first and just this is what I glean off of that. Like, what's the actual meat and potatoes? Because to me the fix is Sankofa. Like, we got to go back and get back to the basics and get back to learning that there's a reason and a season for why we eat and when we eat, right? So we can't even have control over our desires, over what's in tune and what's in nature. We're going to always be a victim because we're going to keep wanting more. We're going to keep wanting things that aren't available where we are at, that's foreign and exotic. And as long as we're willing to do that, we're going to keep wanting to, it's going to keep driving up this desire to take advantage of somebody, right? But if you could appreciate, right, the time that it takes to grow a fruit, right? So while your avocado tree is in an off season, right, you may go to a different place. You may get avocados from a different place, right? Because you might pay the shipping and handling. You might actually pay the money because you acknowledge the value of what you're paying for, because yours is not ready yet, right? But you still want avocado, so you're going to pay for it, right? But we don't want to pay for it. We want the BOGOs. We want so that's what I'm saying. I think if the thing about these books is about learning the things that we lost and forgot, right? Because right now everything is, you go to a grocery store and they got everything from around the world in there, right? We are out of touch, we are out of tune, and it's just out of our mind to where everything is business, right? Everybody looks at everything from a business standpoint of profit and loss, which is cool, but we're talking about our bellies, right? And we're literally going to create a food shortage. Think about it. That land isn't going anywhere. The trees don't get cut down until they're ready to build the houses there, and they only getting cut down because they don't have enough people to pick them. right? So we about to just get rid of apple trees just because we don't have enough people to harvest to actually give it to the people that need to eat them.
Right, but it's not because we don't have enough people.
It's not
per
because we don't have
se.
enough. Correct.
It's because the
correct.
legislation has came out with rules of how you have to pay your workers.
How you got to pay your workers? You got to pay them fairly. They can't overwork them. All these hours, blah blah blah.
You know, whatever fair is, but they saying that after they go from this to this time, after they do more than 40, then you got to do this for this extra this and this extra that. So it's
correct. And
so it's
like
not your own rules.
It sounds like the first 40 is not even your own rules. It sounds like the first 40. That's what I'm saying. Like
it's not even your own rules or how you can pay your employees. So that's what I'm saying. That's business though.
Yeah.
You know, me self-sustaining myself though. Right? We and I'm staying on the surface with it because I know it's information there because everybody else is surface dwellers. And you got to get the people on the surface before, like what you was talking about. What I hate too, I hate that we don't get judged by the content of our character, but I understand that we didn't make that.
Yeah.
You know, I hate it, but I understand it because we live because I wear the same skin too. So I'm gonna get whatever you see first. That's just that's the way it is. Things will never be the same, right?
Yeah.
So I understand that, but I'm like, when we talking about sustaining self, I need the tools there. So that way I can be, so if I can't sell it, at least I got it. You know, at least me and the people I care about and who I'm around, yeah. And then I will be able to help some other people, of course. I will be in a position to scale it enough to sell if I got the resources to be able to do that. But regardless, when we looking at, then it becomes business. It's the difference between when you're just doing it for self, and it's like, come on over here and grab you a couple of these. Boom, 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 boom. Here you go. Go on and take that. And then, you know, maybe I come help you build a new shed or something like that in exchange.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like now that's bartering. That's not a tax. That's not a tax.
That's not business. Yeah, it's not tax. Yeah.
It's not a taxable transaction.
Correct.
You know, and this is where I'm seeing this is where I'm seeing the problem at coming in. When I'm looking at, when we look at stories like this with these farmers, this is what I'm seeing is it seems like that is the thing. They're being legislated out of business, you know, because of the prices, because of the and people say they price gouging at the grocery store. I'm like, how are they price gouging at the grocery store if this person is getting $14 less at the ground from farm?
Oh, the farmers is not the one price gouging. It ain't us. It's the
you know, but then it's like, damn, you get to the grocery store and now they saying, okay, well now the market value of these, you know, the wholesale value was $14 less than production. But then now they get to market, but the market value is what? It's based on what? How much we want to, and then how did they get that? You know, like that's all backwards to me.
The farmer done lost a guaranteed $14. Here it is. Everybody else is making money hand over fist.
You know, so off the $40 bushel, it took him 40. It cost 54 for him to make it. He only got 40 because that I'm assuming that's what he sold it to them at to the wholesaler at $40 a case, right?
Correct.
So now they take it and they go do what? Make 80? They double it?
Business.
So he just got screwed out of his 14 as the farmer. So now, no, take your land and build houses, because that's gonna be better. But then, how you gonna feed all the people? And that's what we talking about right there. And in order to feed all the people, you're gonna need that right there, because you're gonna need to feed yourself. Because them trees that you ain't gonna look in your backyard and see that orchard no more. It's gonna be neighbors.
It's gonna be neighbors, guys. It's gonna be neighbors. You
So
went
this
from
what
emojis to neighbors.
the link in the description. Let's go ahead and jump into this last one right here real quick.
Breaking news from overnight after a Frontier Airlines jet hit and killed a person on the runway during takeoff over at Denver International Airport. Moments ago, DIA confirming that person jumped the perimeter fence and was hit just 2 minutes later while crossing the runway. This morning, we know 12 people reported minor injuries. 5 of them were transported to local hospitals. Air traffic control audio capturing all of this. Take a listen.
There was an individual walking across the runway. We've got smoke in the aircraft. We're going to evacuate on the runway.
And that is video there from one of the passengers who was on that plane. An official telling ABC News this morning the pedestrian was, quote, at least partially consumed by one of the engines, causing a brief engine fire. There were 231 people on that plane. 7 of them were crew members. All of them did end up evacuating the.
Damn. You heard that guy? He got consumed by the daggone engine. You know, you ever seen a cartoon where like somebody get sucked up in the engine?
Yeah.
Like that.
Dang.
That's crazy, right? Why are we laughing? Is that funny? That's not funny. You are sick. Okay.
She had a smile on her face too the whole time. She the news, like she a professional. This we don't do this professionally.
And she's supposed to keep a smile. Look, she do look like she was a little happy, a little joy about it, though, a little bit, right?
Oh man.
On that plane, an official telling ABC News this morning the pedestrian was, quote, at least partially consumed by one of the engines, causing a brief engine fire. There were 231 people on that plane. 7 of them were crew members. All of them did end up evacuating the plane using those slides. Denver 7's Lauren Lennon is live for us at DIA this morning. Lauren, we just got all of this new information from DIA. So what else are we learning?
Yeah, Veronica. Well, we actually heard around 6 a.m. from Denver police that the person that was struck by the Frontier airline jet on the runway here at DIA had died. Now, we know that airport also confirming that information. DIA is saying that the person was not an airport employee. Now, we have homicide and traffic investigators with the Department of Denver Police Department. They are.
See, I don't like, you know, we use the same language, but the plane did not hit the person. You know, like, this is
the plane was doing what planes do. The plane was where plane was supposed to be at. The plane was planing.
The plane did not hit the person.
No.
The person ran out there, okay? And that's what happened. Okay?
That's great.
Rest in peace to them. Condolences to the family and all that, man. But I mean, come on, man. You gotta stay off the runway. Like why would you even be on the runway?
You couldn't have been trying to catch the plane.
What else?
That's what I'm saying. Like they're not gonna let you on the plane.
It's not funny, but it's funny though. Wait.
Oh God.
That's crazy right there. That's crazy, man. And I'm hoping.
They're talking about homicide and stuff. Like
I'm hoping that the person was not mentally challenged or anything, you know.
You said you hope they was not?
I hope they was not. I mean, something had to be wrong with you for
I'm like, what?
But you know, but I'm talking about like somebody who needed supervision and somebody turned their back and like, oh, where'd he go? Where they go? You know what I mean?
That would be horrible.
Yeah, you know, and that happened. I'm hoping it's not that. You know, we having a little laugh, but it's still serious though, because somebody did lose their life. But it was an accident. We do know it was an accident. It wasn't on purpose, because
it was an accident for the pilots.
For the plane, yeah.
The plane,
but we don't know if it was an accident for the person, if the person was somebody who was mentally incapacitated.
That's
you know,
true. That's true.
We don't know that. You know, but If it was somebody on drugs, then man, don't do drugs. Not those kind of drugs, you know. And if it was somebody who ran out there to die, then I mean, they were successful in their attempt, you know, because it's no way. I'm sure they're gonna come with the backstory and it's gonna be something, but that's just wild right there, though. That's super wild, you know. But when y'all traveling, when y'all flying, going through the airport, man, make sure you know where your loved ones at. Make sure you know where your people at, and you know, make sure that you follow the rules of the airport. You know, don't be in areas that aren't designated for passengers to be in. You know, let the professionals be on the runway, the air traffic control people, and all that. You know, a lot of them be prize service folks, so they know what they supposed to be doing. The baggage handlers and everything. They know how to navigate. They not the one that way. It wasn't none of them types out there getting okay. You know, I searched for that. I searched for that. I said, when we play this story, I'm gonna show this little Bullwinkle looking joint getting sucked up in there, man, because that is crazy. You know, that is a crazy story. But like we said, rest in peace to the victim. And if we get some more, you know, if we get some more information about, we'll run it back again on the next Flavor Bombs. But
you've just been Flavor Bombed, and now back to our show.
But yeah, y'all, tonight we have been smoking on Looksmaxxing, popular trend going on right now. You know, where you take a hammer to your face and then you talk bad to girls, you know, you tell them they aren't pretty, and you know, I don't know, I guess what else, and take a lot of drugs. You get to do crystal meth and addies and steroids and everything else. Is kind of crazy. But we are at our fifth and final question. Is Looksmaxxing bad, good, or misunderstood? The God Ali Dawood L at BK Soul Farm.
I'm gonna say it's misunderstood, God. I think you're just not giving these people a fair chance. You're not listening to them.
Me? I'm not giving them a fair chance. Okay. I thought I was the fairest of them all. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all?
Yo, not for nothing. Yo, Looksmaxxing is bad, God. Like you let off with hitting yourself in the face with a hammer, telling girls that they not pretty. And then you went on the slew of drugs that they was taking to be a part of this thing. Like that is not, those are not good things, right? Like when you're looking for long-term partners, looks are important, right? Because you have eyes, right? But you have a lot more things than eyes, right? And you need more things than just to look at something, right? You need something to be real. You need something that you can rely on, something like, so just looks is just not enough, right? So it's definitely, it's bad. It's not even, I can't even joke about being misunderstood.
Can't even joke about it being
misunderstood. I can't think of nothing good about hitting yourself in the face with a hammer. It wasn't even like the little rubber joints or whatever. Like it's like the tenderizer joint. Like it's like a real hammer, God.
Yeah, he had a meat tenderizer. Then we seen the Home Depot special. I'm like,
So yeah, it's bad, God. It's crazy.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go ahead and give it bad. Yeah. I think it's unanimous that it's bad, and for all the reasons, for all the reasons. I just do not think that there's a positive. I don't see positive outcome for young people taking that path. Like people may see it now with him because he got a little internet fame and everything. But I'm saying if you get the internet fame and you get your clout up and you get your, your streams up and all that, I'm saying that they're gonna sweat you just the same. They're gonna be jocking. That's what we used to say back in the day. They're gonna be jocking the same way. That's how they're gonna be on it, just like that. They're gonna be jocking. So
no hammers needed.
No hammers needed. Like when you level up and get some finances, then you might need a hammer. You know what I'm saying? But you might need to keep the hammer, but you might have security for that with the hammers. So, but to your face though, no, that's supposed to be right for the ladies to kiss on it, or pinch your cheek or something. Like not. That's crazy. This is too crazy, y'all. But y'all let us know what y'all think of is Looksmaxxing bad, good, or misunderstood. And these are our questions for the night, y'all. We had what do you think of when you hear the word Looksmaxxing? What do you think that Looksmaxxing is in other cultures, or just with a different name? What do you think that Looksmaxxing is in other cultures, just with a different name? What are the positives and negatives about Looksmaxxing? Fourth, will people care about Looksmaxxing in a few years, or is this just another trend? And then last but not least, is Looksmaxxing bad, good, or misunderstood? Y'all please let us know what y'all think in the comment section below, depending on when you're watching the show. And yeah. Yeah, we had Looksmaxxing tonight, y'all. Looksmaxxing. So we want to wish all the mothers out there another lovely, wonderful, happy Mother's Day. Man, folks, stay off the runway.
Yeah.
Definitely. What else we got for y'all? We got head over to www.bksoulfarm.com. Pick up a copy of 1016 160 Self-Sustainability by the God Ali Dawood, because there's about to be an apple and pear shortage eventually. So you might want to have a useful tool to help you get some of them things in the ground, and so you don't go without that produce that you love so much, or have to pay so much for it because it's coming from afar. Also, everybody, we want y'all to have a peaceful, positive, and productive start to your week, because it is the middle of May almost already, man. May's been going by really fast. So summertime is here. But yeah, God, another topic, another learning something new about what's going on out here in this world, in this crazy world that we got going on. And yeah, we want to thank everybody for watching, pulling up, hanging out with us. Everybody in the chat who was rocking out with us: Mingaling, Nadine, lovely ATV. We appreciate all y'all for pulling up tonight. Make sure to smash that like button, y'all. And yeah, until next time, Chef Earl Pearl at DBCHEFTV. Always with the God Ali Dawood at BK Soul Farm, each and every Sunday right here, 8 p.m. East Coast time. Cigar Sundays live with us, the Cigarden Panel, two big nerds smoking on words. And we'll see y'all next Sunday. Peace, God.
Peace, God.
This whole publication is all about going from nowhere to somewhere, right? Being able to stand on something so that you can travel in peace, right? So bksoulfarm.com, 1016 160 Self-Sustainability. jump on a list and get yourself together, right? Because it is irresponsible to not even know what responsibility means. So get yourself together, food, clothing, and shelter, protection of that, support your interests, and live.
Love ain't always easy, and we won't stop until we get it right. So bring that ass to the Love Speak podcast. Subscribe today and let your love speak at TLS Podcast. The Love Speak, now streaming on YouTube. If it's Friday night and you don't have a date, then brunch with the fellas is your spot, so don't be late. We go up at 9 p.m. with the trending topic news. Smash the like, comment, subscribe, and share the content. Don't be rude at Brunch Fellas, now streaming on YouTube. You are the key to your financial freedom, so unlock your inner wealth with financial fundamentals at Bows on the Table. Subscribe today and never miss a meal at Bows Podcast. Bows on the Table, now streaming on YouTube. At the Veteran Kettle Podcast, we thank you for your service, support, and sacrifice to our country. Listen to real stories of adversity and triumph as we give our best to honor our vets. Subscribe today and watch episodes now streaming on YouTube at TVK Podcast, The Veteran Kettle. Sign up for the newsletter and shop merch and clothing at DBCHEFTV.com.